This is chamomile, and we grow it mostly for skin and digestive issues. There's two different types of chamomile, and I always forget which one I planted where. They can really be used interchangeably, but German chamomile is generally better for skin conditions and Roman chamomile is generally better for digestive conditions, but they can be used for either or, so it's really not that big of a drama. It's just more to do with the energetics and the potency of the plant than anything else. So it's not like you can't use Roman chamomile for skin conditions, and it's not like you can't use German chamomile for digestive things. It just means that it's not as strong in those areas as the other. But really they can be used interchangeably, and they smell pretty much the same. They really have a distinctive aroma to them. The Roman chamomile is a little bit sweeter than the German chamomile, but they both taste pretty terrible when you eat them raw, like I do, because I can't actually have tea due to the nerve damage that prevents me from swallowing, and hot drinks, particularly teas and things like that, can really upset it. So when I'm having an attack and I want to calm the nerves down, which is essentially what chamomile is really good for, I'll eat a flower raw rather than putting it in a tea like you normally would. And it doesn't taste great, but it really works very, very quickly because it's hitting those sensors in the tongue and going straight into the bloodstream from there, or at least the sugars from the chamomile are going straight into the bloodstream from there. So that's why we grow chamomile. This, I think, is Roman chamomile. You can tell them apart because the Roman chamomile tends to be more of a crawling plant, and the German chamomile tends to be more of a sort of bushy, not so much crawling plant. This one seems to be crawling. There's a plant down here without flowers on it. You can see it's sort of crawls along the ground a bit more than what the German chamomile does. But like I said, I'm not very good at remembering which one I planted where, and it really isn't that much of a big deal. It still will calm the nerves. It doesn't matter which one you use. It will still help the digestive system relax. It doesn't matter which one you use, and it will still help the skin soothe those sores and things that are on the skin. Doesn't matter whether it's Roman or German. And we do grow both, and I always forget which is which, but it really doesn't matter. So for chamomile, we're going to only use the flower. Oops, there's a plant in the way there. So we're just going to take the flower off. I'll show you right now while I'm here. So I've got the flower in between my fingers, and I just get my little nails and just, it's a bit hard one-handed, but pick it off. Right, so we don't have much of a stalk at all. If you can get no stalk, it's even better. It's a bit hard to see, but it's come off the stem, I should say, not really a stalk. And we're just going to use this whole flower. I would either dehydrate it or freeze dry it, or whatever you feel most drawn to, or you could put this in a tincture as well. It's quite good as a tincture, especially for the nerves and for digestive stuff. And you could also put it in an oil or something for the skin. You can put it in a vinegar if you want to kind of get more of the sort of energetic stuff out of it. It really depends on what you want to do with it, but it is quite nice in a tincture or in oil on the skin. If you want to make like a liniment type thing, it's very, very soothing on the skin. So if you're going to use something a little bit harsher that you want to penetrate the skin and get into the muscle, sometimes adding a bit of chamomile can kind of help that skin from not sort of burning or having that sort of sensation that some things like arnica, for example, can give. I use it raw. Like I said, I'll just eat this flower. If I'm having particular nerve issues that are affecting my swallow response, or the peristalsis as it's known scientifically, because of the nerve damage that I have, and I'm unable to then drink teas. I could have a tincture possibly, but that upsets it as well, so I tend just to eat the flower like this. It doesn't taste very nice, but I sort of will chew it for a little bit and then just spit the the fibrous stuff out, because it really doesn't taste very nice and it makes your tongue feel a bit funny because it does have that nerve relaxant action in it. And yeah, that's how I'll use it. But it's one of those very gentle herbs that sort of can be used. You can use this for children and things like that. So yeah,